Hey guys, Brody from Outperform Fitness here. Alright, this video is going to be all about how to change up an exercise without actually changing the exercise. So, why do we need to vary and change up our exercises all the time? The reason is, there may be some, but the majority of you are not Olympic lifters, you're not power lifters, you're not some sort of specialized athlete that needs to get really good at certain movements. You're either in the defense or your general population just looking to get fit. So you need to expose yourself to as many different movements as you can and just get good at everything. Okay? With that being said, you need some sort of progression in your program still. So you want to stick with the same two main lifts for at least 2 to 3 weeks. This is in your strength programs for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and then progress from there and vary it up. Okay? Because you want to try to get as much out of those main lifts as you can until you change the exercise up. Okay, ways to change the exercises. So there's a couple of obvious ones to start with. You change the weight that you're lifting, okay? The more weight you lift, the more absolute strength it's going to be. The less weight you lift, the more endurance it's going to be, okay? Along with that, the reps will change as well. So the less reps, the more weight, the more absolute strength. The more reps, the less weight, the more endurance, okay? And along with that, you also manipulate the sets, so the overall volume that you'll be doing in the actual workout. Another thing you can do is change the rest period, okay? A lot of people miss this one, but the more rest you have, the more weight you can lift, so more absolute strength. Or even if you go on endurance, the more rest, you'll be a lot more rested up for a massive set, okay? Or you can just reduce the rest, say 30 seconds rest, 15 seconds rest, and it can turn into more of an endurance or metabolic conditioning workout. Okay? Another one that people miss is tempo. You can change the tempo, alright? Tempo is the rate that you lift each phase of the movement. So the down phase, you can have a 4-second down, you can have a pause at the bottom, a 1-second pause, 2 seconds up, 1 second pause at the top, and essentially you can change that around. So like instead of doing 1 rep in 1 second, you can do 1 rep in 10 seconds. So that will put more of a muscle growth and endurance type effect on your workout. Okay? Now, with all of that aside, now I'm going to show you how to change up the exercises with just varying different components of it. Right? So throughout this, we're just going to be talking about the split squat, okay? And different variations. So the split squat, 1 foot is forward, 1 foot is rear, and you're allowing yourself to the ground and back up. Now this is a squat pattern, okay? Working the same muscles as a squat. Now, so that's the regular one. You can put a little bit of power into it by doing jump ones. Okay? That puts a bit of plyometrics and power training in. And you can do that with weight, without weight. More reps, less reps, and fiddle with all those things that I originally said. Okay? Now, what we can do is play with the base of support. So you can have your front foot elevated, and it can be either a flat surface, or it can be some sort of soft foam or a Bosu ball, and that fiddles with the stability component. But you can do, front foot elevated on whatever you've got. That gives you a little bit more depth. Less stability, okay? Again, base of support, you can do a rear foot elevated. This one's called a Bulgarian. So more load on that front leg, less stability because you can't use that back leg as much. Lowering down to the ground, same sort of thing. Okay, other than playing with the base, so this base of support training, you can use with anything that I'm just about to show you, because we're going to go into variations with weight positions now. Alright, I've got 2 kettlebells here, but you can use weight plates, you can use dumbbells, you can use barbells, anything you've got, and there's 100 different variations that you can do depending on the equipment. But what I'm going to show you is variations with kettlebells, which are very similar to the dumbbells. Okay, remembering you can change the base support with any of these as well. So there's a couple of different variations just on these. Okay, the first one is a suitcase and dual kettlebell. The suitcase, you're just holding them down to the sides. All right, Then you can go into the rack. All right, overhead ones. From there, actually first, the lower the weight, the more stable you'll be. The higher the weight, the less stable you'll be. So the lower the weight, the more weight you can lift, so the more strength component it'll be. The higher the weight, the less stable you'll be, so the more stability and core it will recruit. Okay, along with less stability and core, you can go single-sided. Okay, if you've got it in the hand that is the same as the one working, so the same side, this is ipsilateral, the ipsilateral side. Again, you can do suitcase, you can do front rack, you can do overhead. Okay, then you can go into the contralateral, and these both work different muscles in different ways. So this is varying the exercise. You'll feel the difference if you try them. Alright, there are shitloads of ways you can vary a single exercise without actually changing it. So remember, all of those weight positions can be done with the foot, front foot elevated, rear foot elevated, unstable surfaces. You can change the equipment that you're using. You have the barbell on the back, barbell on the front, barbell overhead. So many different variations. So remember, to get the most out of your training, make sure you're always changing up the exercises every 2 to 3 weeks and get really good at everything. Okay? Remember, train hard but train smart. See you next time.